Hey guys, this is Andrew with MyWatchAddiction.com coming back to take a closer look at that Tsovet that I received as a part of my Watchgang Platinum subscription for December 2017. Much like last month, this month I am getting 2 Platinum subscription watches. However, my second one seems to be delayed in transit. Now, I'll be traveling next week, so that poses a problem that I won't see my second watch until after the New Year's. Don't forget, January 1st, 2018, 12 p.m., I'm going to be releasing that video for that special watch that I've been looking for. In that video, I'm going to tell you guys how you guys can win one of my watches, so definitely watch that. In order to be able to do that, though, you're going to have to hit that subscribe button down in the right-hand corner of your screen so that you can follow us and be alerted when those videos come out. Anyway, let's take a look at the Tsovet Pilot watch that I received from Watchgang Platinum subscription. So as we take a closer look at this watch, you may be able to see imprinted on the dial there is the actual model number. It also says military spec right underneath the model number. The model number for this watch is an SMT-RS40. Now, this is one of Tsovet's automatic pilot watches that they're currently selling on their site for about $1,000. Whether or not this watch is worth $1,000 yet, quite honestly, I'm not sure. We're going to have to jump into that. But to tell you a little bit about this watch, this is on the smaller side. The size of the diameter of the case on this watch is only 40 millimeters, which as my tastes change and as time changes, I'm finding that I'm becoming a fan of bigger watch case sizes. For me personally, that sweet spot for a watch for me now is in that 43 to 45 millimeter size range. Much bigger than that is too big, much smaller than that feels tiny. So this watch, when I'm wearing it, it actually feels kind of small on my wrist. The case diameter coupled with the bandwidth for this watch is only 20 millimeters. So I've definitely found, as it relates to the band itself, 20 millimeters is really a little bit too small for me. I prefer 22 or 24 millimeters. But this watch, like I mentioned, 40 millimeters case size, case diameter, and 20 millimeter band size at the lug for this watch. So it is a smaller watch. Now, this watch is 100% Swiss made and is using an ETA 2824-2A movement. The case is, of course, stainless steel on this watch with a standard push-pull crown. The crystal on this watch is a sapphire crystal, so it's going to be more resistant to scratches and things of this sort. As you can probably see from this picture and possibly some of the close-up pictures that I take at the end, this does have a matte finish to the case, so it's not a high gloss, it's definitely a matte finish with a matte gray dial, which to me I think is kind of sharp. I'm personally not a fan of that paired with the brown leather strap, and I'm probably going to end up changing the strap on this, but overall I think it's a sharp little watch. If I jump over to take a look and see what this watch is selling for on other sites, start taking a look around, and I actually found this watch on Amazon, or a similar model. I found the gunmetal version on Amazon for $975. The interesting thing about Amazon and about Tsovet in general is they have a watch that looks almost exactly like this one. Matter of fact, it does look exactly like this one, except in the quartz model, and the quartz model price on Amazon right now is $325. So the interesting piece for this, for me anyway, is that for what we paid as Watchgang Platinum subscribers was pretty much the equivalent of what people are paying for the quartz model, with the exception we ended up with the full automatic model of this watch. I actually found this watch listed on Touch of Modern, however it's sold out. When it was available, this watch was selling for $975. Finally, if we jump over to eBay, I am able to find similar model watches, not this exact one. However, I'm able to find a similar Automatic, the black and gray dial one, selling for $375 on eBay. My guess is that that is potentially a Watchgang subscriber as well, because that's a pretty low price compared to what this watch seems to be selling for in other places. There's also, interestingly enough, a pre-owned quartz version of this watch on eBay right now for $400 or best offer. Personally, I think if this was a watch that I was going to purchase for myself, well, let me back up. First of all, I would not purchase this watch for myself just outright. Not that there's anything wrong with this watch, but it's a little bit too plain for me. The dial, the overall design just seems a little bit too plain. I need the watch face to be busier, whether it be a chronograph, whether it be something a little bit crazier done with the numbers. This is just a very nice plain watch. Now, the one thing I'll point out that people have been giving this watch a lot of flack for is the 10 o'clock position. If you look, it only says 0 at the 10 o'clock position. It doesn't say 10. Now, interestingly enough, if you talk to Tsovet about this, that was done by design. And the reason that was done by design is to give the watch a balanced face or a balanced look. Personally, I don't know. I don't have any real comments one way or another about it. When I first saw it, it did strike me as a little bit odd that it wasn't a 10 and it was actually just a 0. But I also understand Tsovet's reasoning behind it and the aesthetic balance to the dial. If we jump up and take a closer look or walk around this watch in general, if I can get this undone here, so you can see the dial there. Now, the one thing I will point out about the dial, and it might be kind of hard to see on the video, but you may be able to see it better in the close-up pictures that I post up at the end, but all the numbers are raised. They do have raised indices, which adds some depth to the dial, which is pretty nice, and it's not just as flat. But as I mentioned, sorry about that. As I mentioned, I'm not necessarily a huge fan of this band on it. Flipping the watch over, you do have that open case back, so you get to actually see the movement of this watch. I think what they did with the back of this watch is pretty interesting. It's pretty sharp looking. It is a thinner watch, so it's going to work well under a dress shirt. But if you look overall, there's just not a whole lot to this watch. It's just very, very plain, which some people are going to absolutely love that design. Me personally, again, I need something that's a little bit busier, has a little bit more to grab your attention. The leather on this band doesn't feel cheap, doesn't feel plasticky or chintzy at all. I've felt nicer straps, but this one isn't bad. But again, I'm not a fan of the color, so I'm going to end up having to change the strap on this if I keep it. But that's just my initial impression of it. Alright guys, so that was the Tsovet that I received as a part of my Watchgang Platinum subscription for December 2017. Overall, I think it's a sharp little watch. However, this brown band definitely has to go. I think I'm probably going to throw a black band on it. Not quite sure yet. Why don't you guys post up in the comments below and let me know what you guys think. What color would look good on this watch? If you want to see it in a little bit more detail, stick around a little bit longer and I'll post up some still pictures of it. Anyway guys, I appreciate you watching. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at instagram/watchaddiction.us. And as always, you can reach me online at mywatchaddiction.com. Finally guys, don't forget January 1st, 2018, special video for you guys and your chance to win one of my watches. Thanks guys, and we'll see you tomorrow.